Hello.
My name's Troy.
I'm here to talk to you about
It should be short.
Troy, do you have any idea what you're doing over there?
suck a dick, Lisa. Just have to figure out how to hit record on here.
You're doing just fine.
You're doing great.
Thanks, man.
You're making it work. What are you trying to figure out right now?
Kill your mic.
Oh, right.
How can I fail?
She'll chew on that and she'll put it on my
That's now that was a rhetorical question, right? There's no better kid. Check.
Go ahead and chit chat again.
Chit chat again. Number 2.
All
Chit
right.
chat.
All right.
All right.
Is it working
What
yet?
in the flying fuck?
This is awesome.
Hello.
I feel like I'm back in the Two Peens studio. I'm trying to figure it all out.
This is how you look, by the way.
I know. I'd love to see your wedding photos.
I would too, but the guy lost them. So thanks for bringing it up.
Is that really a true story?
We're gonna have a lot of really weird moments tonight. I can feel.
You good?
Yeah, I'm over here recording stuff.
All right.
This high
In
quality-
true fashion, it took us about 45 minutes to get rolling, but we got it now. We're good to go. Welcome to Two Peens and a Podcast.
Just so everybody knows, on this podcast, we should probably introduce ourselves. That's what I feel. I feel like we should introduce ourselves.
Start with the man of the hour, Steven.
Steven.
Me, the cameraman. From Leviathan Snakes.
That's right.
Yeah,
He saved
I'm
the
sure glad he
day.
came up with a name that's hard to say.
He made the long trip from South Carolina.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
actually, I feel like who drove like 11 hours in?
I drove 11 hours.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. No, we flew in. No, we're not.
Yeah. You guys sell ball pythons for money. I had to give them away.
We don't work high.
So, yeah. Okay, well, I'm Troy from Best Dress Balls.
You're also kind of the man of the hour,
Yeah.
too.
And I'm Troy from All American Reptile and Plant Expo,
Which is AARP.
which is ARP Expo.
It's a big deal, though. Let's,
It is a big deal,
big
but
deal.
we're not done introducing people yet.
Okay,
We'll get
sorry.
to that in a minute. Ma'am?
I'm Krista Holman, and because my husband is too chicken shit to be on your
God, he's
podcast
such a pussy.
with MBK pythons, yeah, sitting
He's
on the couch.
literally over there sleeping.
It's what he does at home too.
It's like 8:30.
I do
right
all the
now.
work.
Oh, it's just like Troy and Lisa.
why you guys are so close?
Yeah, we get along. We're both a couple of twig bitches too. Yeah.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Who are you, sir?
Hi, I'm Jarome. No Limit Royals. Just coming out here to help Troy out with his first expo. So, being the good friend that I am.
Plus, he owes me because he was the only person at our table that made any money at Dallas, and he wasn't even there selling snakes. So,
Hey, when you're good, you're good.
yeah. He outsold me, Dag, and JSA by a lot.
And you weren't even selling snakes?
I wasn't there.
He
The
sent a couple
snakes were there.
Troy had my snakes for me.
Yeah. And who are you, fat fuck?
I'm Fat Fuck. Nice to meet you. My name's Andrew. It's my fucking podcast, so I don't think I have to introduce myself, but
True.
Since-
This is so weird.
it is weird.
We all have podcasts.
It is weird. But hi, how are you?
For the record, I
Thanks
don't
for
have a
coming.
podcast.
You should, though.
I should not.
Yeah.
I'll just be guest appearances on your guys' podcast.
All right. That's fair. And then we have a peanut gallery that consists of my wife, who is a hooker.
Was.
and my
Ex-stripper.
very close good friend Joe over there from JSA.
He's a hooker.
And his slightly autistic twin brother. That sounds like I'm making fun of
Who is
autism.
also
I'm
a
not.
hooker.
He's also my husband.
True.
Say the A word.
Yeah. Yeah.
$20
Don't say the word.
is $20.
Yeah. That's how they met. And then my dog. Yeah, you can't see her, but Millie May's over there, and she's a wonderful little specimen of a puppy. Millie May.
Hold her up.
Millie.
Hold her up. That thing.
We got it.
It's been handling the stroller all day.
And my dad is here, who is 87 years old. His name is Melvin.
And he's done more work than Troy.
By far, all of my life. So there's that. But he's in bed, so we can't meet him.
Because he's 87
Can we
years
insert a
old.
picture of my dad
Oh, yeah. I'll
during
take a
this
ride with
conversation? You
you.
should.
Yeah. Big Mel, come over and say hi to the people. Look at this guy.
So you got 2 different cameras. You can look at that camera.
Look at that.
That's on the YouTube.
Okay.
This is my father.
This guy rules. And
Yep.
is the youngest 87-year-old I ever met in my entire life.
You're kind.
Smarter, quicker, wittier than his son.
Better looking too, right?
Better looking. A great asset to the team.
Yeah.
So, Troy,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm pretty good. Yourself?
I'm all right.
Why'd you look at my hands?
I wasn't looking at your hands.
Yeah, you were looking at my fingers.
They're hard to miss.
They look like sausages. You got hungry, didn't
They're
you?
hard to miss.
Son of a bitch, dude. Trying to eat my fingers.
What is
Now,
wrong with your fingers?
they're
those things.
made of sausage and salt.
They're also short. What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can get friction on both sides of your giant.
So how do you feel about today?
Hey,
Yeah. What are you gonna say?
I think today is a great day. It's a Friday
Yeah.
at the wonderful world of the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo. Let's not talk about what that comes if you use just the letters. That's not good. We didn't think that went through. And my friends, Andrew, definitely like to bring it up.
I was quick to point it out. It's a hard thing to miss.
Yeah,
Because I'm constantly looking for something to make fun of you about, and then when I found out the name,
it's not hard.
no, it's not. But it's hard to find something fresh. So I saw the name. I was like, "What is that? What's the acronym for that?" Tried to trick everybody with that ampersand.
But
or
most
whatever
people
it's
don't
called.
ever use the "and" in acronyms,
Yeah.
so we're safe. You use it because you want to make me feel bad.
I know I do. But it looked good. I'll say that.
Thanks, man.
The show looked really good.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the show today?
Leaving.
I'm just kidding. Getting there at noon.
Yeah, let's talk about how you were telling me how you were going to help me a lot. And I think
yesterday
your
or were we
words
talking about today?
when we were at lunch, I think your words were something like, "Hey man, I'm here to do whatever you need me to do. I'm your gopher."
I kind of feel like he was being a great security guard.
You stuck me on the door, dude.
Yeah, well, that's what you get when you show up 2 hours late.
First of all, I probably got there 45 minutes after you. What time did you get there?
I got there at 8:01 exactly,
Wow.
and I picked up donuts.
What'd you do yesterday though when we were at the show? You
I-
did prep. That's what all the real prep.
Every
hold
every
on.
good organization needs a captain.
Okay, hold on. All the main setup took place yesterday. Let's cut the shit. What setup took place today? Of those 14
Well-
tables that were set up, I set up like 7 of them.
Yes, and I had to move all 7 of yours and more.
What, 3 inches?
No, I had to move them like 23 inches.
You had a poor layout. I was just following the rules.
What a fucking douche. So yeah, 2 peas in a pod, 2 peens in a pod. That you stole the name. Let's start there. That's an interesting fun fact.
I didn't steal it.
You're a thief.
It was given to us on consignment. But I honestly, I like it, but it takes too much explanation, I think. Unless you are
Unless you were
paying attention and you're involved in the snake industry.
You didn't like the name, I think. I think you still want to change the name.
That was clever. It's cheeky. But then I also looked it up and I saw that other people have thought of similar podcasts, and one of
Yeah.
them, 2 penises in a pod. That's a gay podcast, and that's a real thing. And then there is 2 peas in a pod, 2 peas in a podcast. So we really just added 1 letter.
Yeah, that most people have no idea what it's talking
Really
Right.
is a bad name.
It's not really scalable, right? It's not really scalable. But you know what? We're gonna start just like our efficiency isn't very scalable at this point. So
But hey,
We're-
you have shown people how to work through adversity.
right, you've never met a wise man with an easy life.
Yep, that's coined by my friend Andrew.
Oh yeah.
That's not like a made up saying from some guy in a book. That's my buddy Andrew came up with that.
This guy. That choke. But we're in beautiful Colorado,
We are.
Castle Rock.
How much better would this be if we were like on the mountain?
Well, not right now. It'd be terrible.
It'd be terrible.
Yeah,
It's
it's
cold and rainy
lightning
tonight.
and rainy.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot of
It would be really neat though.
There's a lot of nice scenery. It's a nice town. I like it. Castle Rock. I honestly think, like I told you earlier, you could have a show here, and the like. So, for example, Pomona, I know it's a big show.
Yep.
But the surrounding area, and I know it pretty well, is trash. And
Can we talk
Anaheim's.
about Pomona really quick for a side note? Sure. Because I got a text from Rami tonight.
Ronnie.
Today, Junior.
I'm really tired. And he wished me a lot of good luck and had a really nice thing to say, and I thought that was very nice of him.
Cool. Can we all talk about something nice that's happened to us? Let's pat ourselves in the back here. Go ahead, Krista. Tell us
Well,
something.
you know,
good.
Troy's one of my friends. Yep. Good job, Troy.
What's it like feeling a real man?
Oh yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm still looking.
Can we talk about how you and Mark met? Can I give my version?
No.
Why not?
No.
What are you afraid of?
Well, my version is probably better.
Go for it. You get
Mark-
1 minute, like
Mark
you're
was
in an
supposed to be a
elevator.
one-night stand and he wouldn't put out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna add that
That's
to
a true
mine.
story.
I like that. Yeah. I like the part about how he bought his ex-wife titties and then she
Oh
left
yeah.
him.
That's a true story too.
And then it led to you.
Yeah. That happened. Yeah,
Poor
I'll
Mark.
never get
That's
to
what you get, Mark, for not being on the podcast, you son
Troy,
of a bitch.
this is why your boobs will always be bigger than mine. It's not
Yes.
fair.
Do you want to touch them?
Yeah, I do. I actually feel really cheated in life.
It's okay.
It's fine. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Who do you think's boobs are bigger, me or Andrew's?
Ooh.
Andrews.
I've been a bad phase in my life. What do you want me to
You
do?
know, fun fact, I went so off track with Troy, right? My podcast I started a few years ago that I no longer really do anything with. I wanted it to be shirtless with Troy, and everybody on the podcast, man or woman, had to be shirtless because I wanted to be about bearing things, and I thought it'd be like clever.
Even though you stole it from Bert Kreischer.
Right?
No, he's a comedian.
Did you call
totally
yourself
different.
the machine too before
No,
you
is that what he
started
called
this?
himself?
I feel like yours might have more squish than his. I'm
Yeah,
just
but I
saying.
thought that would have been really intimate. Didn't work.
So Ramey's trying to trick you out of doing more because he sees how good it is, and he's like, you know, let me give this guy a compliment, kill him with kindness, and then he's just stab you in the fucking back one day.
genuine man.
Oh, okay. That was just a different
I think
take.
there's probably people like that out there.
Who are they?
And
Are
I,
you
Who's right?
naming names?
I may or may not have heard from some of them. I don't know.
You should probably name names so other people don't get screwed over because you're.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm a gentleman. I'm a scholar.
Well, we'll stick to gentlemen because your GED proves you're not a scholar.
I'm pretty stupid. Yeah.
But let's go back to what I was saying.
Yeah. Let's go back to what you were saying.
I think it's very rare when you find a place that has a decent event with a nice environment. Like, and there's a lot of restaurants around here, a lot of hikes, scenery, a lot of stuff to do. I think it's a cool place.
A lot of restaurants, and we ate lunch the same place 2 days in a row, and we ate dinner at the same place.
But you be like a child.
Whoa.
You get the same shit every day.
If it's good, you stick with it.
And it wasn't Five Guys. You
Yeah.
like
Five
went
Guys
out
is
of your
more like
comfort
on
zone.
when I travel. Five Guys is a comfort food,
Get
like
to the next
like
gas station for
like
that.
like Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
Crack Barrel's legit.
Fair enough. But I feel like you went out of your comfort zone a little.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a lot of comfort zones when it comes to
You
food.
know, like if I need to poop and I can't poop and I don't want to take Epsom salt, I'll go eat at a Waffle House. It's like the best food to eat to poop.
I can attest to that.
Clarifying question.
Do
When you
you-
say take Epsom salt.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
eat
You
it?
wanna-
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so I
you
drink
did.
Epsom salt. If anybody needs to know, I can give you the recipe. Yeah,
I
you
didn't
drink
know.
Epsom
Magnesium
salt.
will blow you out.
Oh no, Epsom salt blows you out. You shit like pure water, like legitimately water.
Ooh,
So
hard
it just
pass.
looks like water coming out your butthole.
That does not sound
It
like
starts with poop, normal poop, and then it turns to like soft poop,
Yeah.
and then it turns to runny poop, and then it turns to like yellowy, bio-y looking poop.
Yellowy what?
That's
Bio-y, I don't know,
Bio-y.
like, something in your tummy.
Bio.
Biograph?
BILE.
Thank you.
Bile. Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
true.
Yeah.
And then it turns to water.
We were putting this.
And then you have to drink a lot. Every time you poop, you have to drink water because you get dehydrated.
It sounds like no fun.
It's the same
But
thing.
I
pretty much
promise
they
you,
give
you will
before
feel so good.
colonoscopy.
But
Oh, I've had plenty
wait,
of those.
Waffle House
If you guys want to talk about my
works-
colonoscopies, we can talk about that too.
No, Waffle House works in the same fashion as
Well,
Epsom
kind of.
salt.
I mean, like, if like you don't feeling like, oh,
what do you-
man, I don't feel good. I need to poop.
What do you order from Waffle House?
The All American.
Don't know what that
Yeah,
is.
solid choice. Solid choice.
Yeah.
It's like
You don't know what the All American
eggs
is?
and
You're not
bacon and
American if you don't know what
sausage
the All
and hash
American is
browns
at Waffle House. It's
They
like
don't
a
have
Russian.
Waffle House.
I've only been to Waffle House like twice.
There's a Waffle House here. We go to it tonight.
No.
We could do this podcast in that Waffle House.
I bet you
Oh, what do you
could.
think would happen?
That would be
Glass of
ridiculous.
water.
Probably
That'd be
talk
rad.
to other people, and it would be real comic.
That'd be rad. We should do that tomorrow night.
I don't think I would leave with camera gear though.
That's
Maybe
true.
not-
Wait,
maybe
where
you
is the
could
Waffle
probably
House?
slide across
It's
the
in
floor.
Castle Rock. It's like the nicest.
Oh
Waffle
no,
House
yeah,
on the
you're
planet.
not, this doesn't even
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
count.
boring
Yeah.
show then.
It's not even a real Waffle House.
Yeah, this isn't Atlanta. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to one in Meridian, Mississippi. That one was fun.
The Atlanta one is where I met the guy that told me he was born from all four corners of the internet. That was a story.
I've been to Memphis, a couple Waffle Houses.
Hell no.
Sketch.
So, but yeah, the
Dark.
show.
Show.
Corners.
Let's talk about the show. I'm all ready.
That's why we're all
Let's do this. Okay. We are all here for the show.
Yeah. How are we feeling?
I think I feel pretty good. I told Steven earlier, like, I didn't feel as nervous as I thought I would. I was nervous about vendors not being there right off the bat. So I thought that, like, the people that paid for VIP would be, you know, kind of upset that there weren't vendors. But then they showed up very quickly and set up very quickly. And so that really was, you know, pretty awesome. So, yeah, that was good.
There's some good vendors there too. You got some good people.
Yeah, like who? What do you think?
Well, where do I start? Look at this guy over here, first of all.
MBK Pythons is a pretty good one.
These guys, I should say,
Yeah.
and lady.
Oh, just these guys.
Just a couple of dudes, NBK Pythons and JSA Reptiles.
Yeah, Joe's leading the race right now. I know that.
Yeah.
And I know Mark isn't dead last.
Then we got Josh.
But I also kind of feel like you would have sold your animal had we not
I
been
know.
standing there.
Yeah, so I am set up at my own show, which is either good or bad. I think that depends on who you're talking to. I had a point. I feel that most people that come to this show don't necessarily know that even Nick and I are putting on the show, but do know who Best Dressed Balls or Salone Reptiles are. And so I felt like you still have to have that presence there. So Joe and Mark and this lovely lady are taking care of my booth while I run around.
Cash only. Troy won't know about any sales.
50% commission over there.
Buy one, keep one.
We got Amos Reptiles.
We have Amos. Yep, another great guy.
I saw,
Schumann's.
Schumann's are good peoples.
and my favorite breeder. I've decided is my favorite snake breeder,
Who?
Josh Lundberg.
Oh,
Ball
all
Python
right.
Show.
Why do you
And
think
and
he's-
Jackie's here too.
Yeah.
That's a
these
rare
guys-
sighting.
Oh,
And I'm
I've
getting a
never met
puppy.
Jackie
Do you want to
Krista.
show the camera
Yeah.
your puppy?
I do.
If you don't know Josh, I don't want to put Josh out like I don't want. He if he likes you, I don't know how to say this without name song. He will give you a dog, like legitimately just give you a puppy.
So he gets paid market price.
Yep. So he also feeds them to snakes. No, I'm kidding. Beautiful dog though. Joe, JSA getting a puppy too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You know who's
Jack
not getting a
Russell's.
puppy? Me, because my wife is a piece of crap.
You have 3.
You already
Four's
have 3
around.
dogs. You guys travel so
Four's
much,
a
you
really
don't
round
need
number.
another animal.
The fourth one will be the good luck charm. This one will actually like Troy.
Yeah.
It won't.
Yeah.
We should just get a cat.
I want a
Bitchy animal.
I
I'd
want
probably like
to. Lisa, what kind of cat is it that I
A
want?
Maine Coon.
No, the Bengal.
He
We
has
just
a
Yeah.
Bengal.
we just
I feel
got
like they like
pure black
anyway.
ragdoll. Pretty
Oh,
cute.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I want one.
My Munchkin's cool.
The Bengals.
Oh
are
yeah,
bad.
I seen your cat. Yeah, yeah. Did you check out Weston's retics up front?
Straight fire. I mean,
Wildfire.
Wildfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
What do you think about what? I follow him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, he's got awesome stuff.
Yeah, I enjoy. I'm a fan of the retics, but you can't have those in Iowa, so I have to live through the guys like him.
I did not
So-
know that. I didn't know you're not allowed to have them.
Yeah, Iowa, you really can't have like rock pythons,
Any of the big
Burmese.
ones?
Yeah,
This guy knows how those things thrive in
The
the
Big
winter.
5.
yeah. It's kind of like being in Colorado and not getting plastic bags because they're trying to save the ocean. They're trapped by every other bit of land in the Americans. Yeah.
What's the most ridiculous thing I heard today? That hognose are not allowed at the show because they're venomous.
Rear fangs. So Colorado has a thing about rear fanged animals, which is interesting. Yeah, because hognose will be in there.
Well, I'm not gonna say who, but I could have swore I saw a mildly venomous animal.
Yes.
True.
They beat it.
So that's an
No.
interesting thing too.
Oh, it was in
They
there.
have
Oh,
like this
it's
like
so rad.
I don't know. It's called chapter 13 something in the state. It says that Gilas are how does it say it? Non-classified,
Gilas are awesome. I want a Gila.
and so you can't have rear fang venomous, or whatever, but you can have that because of how it's
how it's
worded.
classified
Yeah.
in the laws.
Makes perfect sense. Lawmakers make the most sense all the
Yeah.
time.
So even like I hope I'm saying this right, Joe. You can correct me if I'm saying this wrong, but I think that even aren't garter snakes technically rear fang,
Yep.
right? So
I
yeah.
didn't
So
know
we
that.
had a guy that reached out to us that has like 12 different species, but he couldn't bring a ton of them because of that particular law, plus them being native to Colorado. So
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I also saw a celebrity amongst us.
Not you, Troy.
Brian Cusco was there. He's there
Yeah.
doing some work.
yeah, Cusco's making some nice videos for us that we can maybe use for some marketing and whatnot. And then as part of our sponsorship, if you paid a certain amount of your sponsorship, you get to do an interview with him, one of his like red line reporters.
Well, I saw one today being done by another one of our people, Chris
Chris.
from Epic Styles.
Good dude.
He's gonna be speaking this weekend, right?
He is. So yeah, we have an education series. We have 3 people, I think, speaking, 3 or 4 speaking on Sunday. Yeah. So I think Weston is doing the retics. Chris is talking about like leachianas, and I think just some other stuff. And then there's a lady talking about the enrichment, which I know is somewhat the butt of a lot of jokes. I think, which is I guess it depends on how you feel. But she talks about the enrichment of reptiles, right? So like you play ball with your dog, and so she believes that having some enrichment with different reptiles is makes their life better. So maybe that's true.
Is she bringing the Mad Libs out for the ball pythons?
I don't know. I don't know what's all going on. I have to check that one
Rubik's
out.
Cube.
Yeah, I have to check that one out.
So, Troy, a lot of reptile shows kind of get bad press because there's always so many ball python vendors. How many other vendors do you have that are non-ball python?
We have 92 vendors. Good question. Now you're putting me on the spot.
No, you don't have to be exact. I just think there's a really nice diversity.
Yeah, I mean that was when Nick and I first talked, and that was probably the first thing we talked about was that. So I want to back up. So Ryan from Reptilian Nation put on a Colorado show, and it was a great show. And I have nothing negative to say about Ryan or his shows. The building he was having the show at got sold to the city of Aurora, and is being turned into a homeless shelter. And going through this process, I could see where Ryan didn't want to try to find another venue. It's not easy. One, venues don't really want you to have reptile shows, and so that doesn't make it easy. And so he, reached out to all of us and said, "Hey, I'm done in Colorado." And so Nick and I, right, you pick up that torch and keep going with it. So to answer that question, right, like Nick and I talked. And I think right off the bat, we were like, this can't be a ball python show because both of us are ball python guys. So that's who the most of. And luckily for me, I think, Nick knows quite a few people like, these little crazy geckos. And Nick's a big plant guy. And so that was another thing. So he definitely wanted the show to be very diverse. And I certainly did too. And so, yeah, I mean, and so, yeah, I probably can't put a number to it. But, we wanted to keep it, pretty low ball python wise, and hopefully we're at that mark. I hope.
A guess of percentage. What do you think it is?
Ooh,
Ballpark.
out of 92 vendors, I bet I would say there's probably 20 ball python people, and I'm saying like people that have like one case of ball pythons to people like us that have multiple. So
20%. That's not bad.
let's say it's
'Cause you go to
probably
a lot
there.
of shows. It gets up to like 45%.
If not better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a little high, 20, 25% or something. I'm guessing there's 20 to 25 ball python breeders out of the 90, so I mean, we're going to be pretty
solid.
close.
Yeah, that's a solid number.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably go through and name them, but we don't need to
You
do
don't
that.
have to.
How many ball python breeders tried to get into the show? And
A lot. And so, like, our waiting list, like, I bet there was probably 20 to 30 people on the waiting list, and I would say the majority, like, way past the majority, is ball python breeders. And so that's...
How hard was it for you to tell friends of yours that you've vended with and have known for years that they couldn't be in?
Well, that was a conversation I had with my good friend Joe.
You specifically limited.
Yeah, Joe knows me pretty well. I would let anybody and everybody into a show because I don't like to say no. I was
You don't-
waiting for a joke
no,
there,
it's
but
more like you can't. You're not. You don't.
I just, yeah, you know, I like to give people the opportunity, and I don't want to say no. And at the end of the day, you can't, because you would have a ball python show. And so luckily, like, you know, Joe and I talked, like I said, well, that's Nick's job. And so Nick really, like, we get the vendor request. We have a text message group between me, Lisa, Nick, and Lauren. Lauren is Nick's wife. And it would be, you know, Joe Blow. And I would go, can Joe Blow be invoiced? And so I just left it at that. And they would either say yes or no. And sometimes they'd be like, what do you think? And I'd be like, you guys just tell me what you think. Because I'll just say yes.
So can I interject?
Yeah.
Sounds like just what it sounds like. It sounds like you're doing is you're putting all the blame on
poor
Nick. Yes.
Yeah.
And you're taking none of it per usual. And you're the good guy, he's the bad guy.
Not necessarily.
He's just being honest and saying that he can't say no because it's not part of his
Yeah, I
personality.
can't. I have
And
a
Nick
hard
has
time.
I
that
don't
ability.
think there's a buffet in Idaho that would disagree with that.
In
I don't
Iowa,
eat, by the way, I don't
Or
eat.
Iowa.
I don't eat. I don't eat at buffets. So just so people know,
So
that's gross.
what you're saying is Nick is the one who said that we're not allowed to vend any of your shows ever.
Did you send a request?
We did.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Yeah, I'm like, man, what a shit deal.
and cameras on.
I gotta go to bed. Yeah, it's just really, it is really tough, and I have to be happy that Nick and Lauren are, you know, willing to be like, you know, this we can't say yes to this person. I mean, ultimately, I think Lisa would probably agree. Like, it was probably a pretty team decision. You know, I think probably that's one thing I've learned is that I can say no. I didn't like it, but I did. So
I think if you put out there the way you're going to structure the show going forward, and not necessarily like a first come first serve, but just saying, hey, just so you know, what we take into consideration when we're accepting vendors is we've got to have an even balance. It is a plant show, it is a reptile show,
yeah.
and you know.
Well, and you're limited, right? Like you're building, like I said, these buildings are hard to come by. So our building is like roughly 30,000 square feet or something. So I mean, you only have so much room, and so that's the other trick of it is not only you're saying no to people, like you're trying to find you want to say yes to a certain one and you can't because of the room, and so that gets tricky too. And then you're like, oh, should we have waited and not taken people right off the bat? Should we have let this ride for like a month, get all these vendor requests, and then start, you know, somewhat handpicking to make the show what we want to be, that diverse show? And so it's tough. I will tell you that, you know, Potter, Rami, I you know, certainly I now know what they go through, and my show's not nearly the size of their show, and so it's not
Multi-part
easy.
question.
Okay.
Next show is September.
September 7th and 8th.
Okay, how are you taking vendors? If I'm vending this show, do I get first crack at September?
You do, yeah. So that's going to come out, I think, like, so we're at the show. That's going to come out next week, probably towards the end of the week. Yeah, so yeah, you get first shot if I like you.
So for all those watching that got denied,
You're denied again.
Good luck.
Yeah, I mean that's tough too. It's great to hear all the feedback and like people being happy with just the Friday part of the show. The scary thing is like, you know, you know somebody or a friend or whatever that's on the waiting list, and you're like, I can't imagine none of these people aren't going to book again. So you like already feel guilty that you're not going to be able to say yes to somebody.
You're never gonna make everybody happy. So
No.
is what it is, and at some point,
Troy definitely tries though.
gonna be an
It's just
asshole.
who
he is.
Troy's just that guy though.
Well, I have to be because I'm married to my wife Lisa, who's just a, you know, she's just
Sweetest
not
thing on
nice.
earth to deal with
That-
Troy.
Those
That
rocks.
woman is the
Most
only
of
reason
them.
why you're not in the dirt right now. Like, hey, you're lucky you have her. She puts up all this shit, and she's like, they're made for each other. As bad as I feel for her, I don't think this guy's ever gonna change. So he's very lucky to have met her. So he jokes for everyone that doesn't know, he jokes when he talks shit about her for the most part.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah? What makes you more uncomfortable? Me talking shit about my wife or me talking about doing stuff with your wife?
So
That's a hell of a
they're
question.
pretty close. They're pretty close.
Yeah.
But,
Who are you more worried about, me or Antoine?
Neither.
All right, so you're confident. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a challenge you're on.
In all fairness, I think Lisa can hold her own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she beats me, just so you guys know.
You had it coming.
She's built
Not
different.
enough.
Yeah, not enough. That's right.
I got a
Can't.
ball python reptile question for you that deals with like the show and stuff. So we all like make like fairly high end animals of some level. The people who end up buying those animals are people who are either investing a ton of money to begin with, or they've had some kind of success. As new ball python breeders come in and they're struggling to get into shows, how do you feel like that they should sell those animals so that way they can be buying the high end stuff?
I would take on that too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll answer it with how I can. So, Josh and I have had this talk, and so have Nick and I. Shows like NERBC, saying, hey, we can't let more ball python people in, or our show, or whatever, super show. I get it, but, me being who I am, yeah, you want to help those people, so I think the answer, actually, this might be a really stupid answer, but I think the answer is having a ball python show, like a legit all ball python show.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, and so
Yeah, I mean that.
yeah, maybe I'm giving out an idea, so somebody can steal this if you want. It might be something we do. We've talked about it. Whether we pick a spot, and doesn't matter, right? There's 200 tables. Do you say, hey, you can't have anything more than 2 tables so that you can try to fit as many ball python breeders as you can from the day one ball python guide to us if you want, right? And maybe you limit it. Maybe you don't let people in that are somewhat at our level. Maybe you only let mid and low. I hate to say low end. That doesn't sound right.
Entry.
Entry. Yes, thank you. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's an idea though.
There's also a lot of like local shows, small shows. I know the Midwest and the East Coast do a lot of one-day shows. You get people. I follow a lot of people, the newer breeders, that sort of thing, and you see them really excited that they get into those shows. I know in California where I lived, there's a lot of small shows, and you see people who you wouldn't see in a Tinley, this show or a super show, but they're at the small shows and and they're excited that they're able to get out there and do it. So my advice would be to hit those shows first, get your feet wet, get in, get your name out there, let people see you, and then that's how you work your way up.
I would say, like, if you take Mark and his lovely woman here as an example, Mark's collection is just as good or better than mine, but yet he can't get into Tinley or whatever. And so at some point, do people like them, lose some of that passion or whatever because you can't get into that next level show? You're stuck. Don't get me wrong. The shows they do, like in Minnesota, Jason who puts on, they're absolutely wonderful, smaller shows or whatever you want to call it that. But you want to progress, and if you can't, at some point, does that, wear on you? And so, yeah.
If you don't mind. So, and this is just my take. I'm not going to speak on behalf of Mark, but as fun as Tinley is, and would I like to vend? Sure. But at the same time, vending is not going to make or break us at Tinley, right?
Yeah, I don't know
could
if
go
I
there
necessarily
and maybe
look
not
at it.
sell a single animal. Now I got investments.
I think it's the marketing value for shows like that for people like you and even people like me. Like without, you lose some of your advertising value if you can't do bigger shows.
Yeah, agree. I do.
So, my thing is, it's a little bit, I want to say convoluted, but it's a little bit mixed because I think there needs to be an outlet, and I think the smaller shows are a great choice or option for that. There needs to be an outlet for people that do have the entry level stuff, because there are inevitably going to be people that want that stuff. However, there's got to come to a point, I feel, if you ever want to excel or I don't know, make a living off of it, you've got to make the investment into higher end. So you've got to stay at least with the front of the pack on certain projects. I feel like if you just sit there and you dig your heels in and you're like, oh, I'm just going to do, entry level stuff, well, there's not going to be a place for you for very long. And the reality is it's a business, and nobody's going to feel sorry for you because you have the information's out there. You might not have the financial capabilities to get into stuff, but there are like people that have a lot of byproduct that can still be very useful to some people that they can use to kind of build their collection to get to that point. I think that should be the goal. I don't think the goal should be, hey, this is where I can financially do it at right now. Cater to me with shows. It's like, no, it's not how it works.
Well, part of that, like talking about having like an all ball python show, especially for like, entry people. Thank you. The part of that is how do you advertise it? Like how do you?
So that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, how do you get the people in there? Because people like us probably aren't going to go.
No, but honestly, Pomona's a great entry level show because that's pretty much the majority of the people that go there. My thing that I'm interested in, or that would interest me, is the idea of somebody doing. I wouldn't put like a dollar value on it, but I would put, and I don't even know how you'd gauge this, or if there'd be a panel of people or votes, or how it would take place, but it's got to be beneficial for people that do have sizable collections or a lot of money invested or high-end projects that they'll want to go and vend, like a breeder expo as opposed to just a pet show. Because the majority of people that come through, at least in my experience, Pomona, Anaheim, even Vegas, like they're just going to a petting zoo. They're going to a zoo to see animals with their kids. And it's fine. For people in the shows, that's great. But for vendors that want to actually make money, that spend $5,000 to whatever $1,000 to make it there.
Yeah, the opposite is doing a high-end ball python show.
Yeah, I was
Right.
gonna say. I feel like
I think
could do a
Vegas,
show.
Vegas could be a great spot for a high-end ball python
Yeah,
show.
you could make Vegas fun, right? Because it's Vegas.
Because Vegas,
Yeah. Here you could do it.
Yeah, I think you could do it probably anywhere, but
I'm just saying,
Destination's nice.
if you're getting people there specifically for high-end animals, and that we're talking high-end that, $3,500 and over, basically
less than that.
I don't know, but if people are going to go and drop that kind of money, they have the money, and they're going to want to do more than just go to the show. So Vegas would be a cool spot. They could go out. They could, do whatever. Have Robin ship your animals
we
back
could
on
go to
Monday.
Bizarre Meats again and have like a really good steak.
I think it's tough too because how big is the market of high-end breeders that are there to drop a lot of coin outside of the show? Because while Vegas is a place to spend money, some people might be going with $10,000 to spend, but they want to spend on snakes, and they don't have another $10,000 to spend on the strip and stuff. So that's why I said I agree with you. You can do it anywhere. Vegas is a great spot for some people. Some people
Or Nashville. Nashville's a good
Nashville's
spot.
cool.
I think if you did a high-end show, you have to go after who we think are the high-end people too, right? So the Justins and whatnot. So you'd have to make it feasible for them to come.
I feel like that a lot of the highest end sales never hit the actual market. Like it's
Right.
all happening
That's true,
online, relationships and stuff like that.
100% accurate. On the small breeder, new breeder, entry level breeder that we were talking about, my advice also would be to try to get in. Like if you have a mentor, try to get in with them and maybe get a table with them when they vend, and you're on the side. And then that's how you can kind of get your feet wet also on how to vend, because they can show you how to do it, what to do, what not to do.
Do you want to hear something really funny?
What?
I never hit record on that thing.
You're right.
No, I just noticed the record button's not even going.
I have been recording, so there's audio from here, but that is great.
I've got audio too.
Okay.
It's literally record. Look, it's you see right there. It's not going.
Hit the record. I'm gonna fucking choke you out, dude.
This is great.
I got it.
Best dressed balls.
You motherfucker.
Hey, we're recording.
Oh, that was recorded.
Yeah, we're recording now.
I'm gonna stab you with that fucking knife you broke. Who's the owner of this house? What's his name? I'm gonna yell at him and come up and fucking charge you for that thing.
Oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever.
Oh, that makes me.
I feel
Yeah,
like I had the best two peas in a pod moment. Right
You
there.
sabotaged this on purpose, you piece of shit, didn't you?
So I wouldn't even notice I had not just stared at that for a second. And was like, why is that not red?
Dude,
We're 40 minutes in.
at least I talked into my fucking mic. That's so close.
It didn't really matter.
Lisa, where are you at on this? Why were you?
fucking leave them?
Let me check if I have audio.
I hope you don't.
Check Joey's phone and probably Lisa.
So you're a con artist.
Damn.
Like most ball python breeders.
Yes.
That sounds like hate coming from somebody that has nothing but pods in their racks.
Pods are the future of ball pythons. Quote me now.
Yeah.
Was that in 2019?
Joe, what do you think?
Joe, what do you think?
Pieds, the future of ball pythons.
Are pies in the future of ball python?
Yes.
Joe, how many pieds do you own?
Don't answer. Tell him enough.
10 or 15?
Out of how many snakes?
350, 400.
That's a proper percentage of pied to non-pied animals.
What's your pied to non-pied ratio?
So, I got this
Sleepy
new
socks?
got this new camera.
Fucking sleepy socks. Hey,
got
are we rolling?
Yeah,
We're rolling. We're
Can
rolling.
we start talking about Troy sleeps with fucking socks on like a psychopath?
I do because I like my feet to be warm.
I also sleep with my socks on.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Two psychopaths.
Yeah, like whenever I don't, I feel like I can't. Like I don't sleep as well. Like I wake up
can't
knowing my
stand
feet
it.
are cold.
Your feet are cold.
That's the thing. I get frigid. Like
Yeah.
it's terrible.
That's poor circulation.
Yeah, dude.
Hello.
Yeah.
You wear mittens too?
Not yet, but I'm not gonna lie. You know, like
You need those
I
gloves.
want to
those
wear
fingerless gloves.
like in the winter. I want to wear a cap. You know, like a Santa hat. I want to wear it to
Well,
bed.
you
because my
have
head's cold.
drywall in your house now. You don't have to worry
It's
about
not
it as much.
1910 when the fireplace is the only thing that heats the house.
Our house, it's pretty close.
His house was built in 1910.
and has fireplaces.
You need those fingerless like diabetic gloves, like the glove version of those socks people wear.
fun of diabetics.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that's what you need.
Why
I'm
are you
not-
looking at me?
How do you think Andrew gets canceled?
Why'd you look at Jerome when I was talking about diabetics?
What? I don't know. Why you're diabetic?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Am I allowed to make fun of that diabetic?
Can you
Because I have a
make-
diabetic friend.
No, it's not very nice.
Troy's the woke faction of our group, even though he's the least PC person.
Troy doesn't even
Behind-
know
off
what woke
camera.
means.
I don't actually know what woke means. That's actually true. These guys talk in our group. We have a group message, and they talk about some of the like stupid politic terms, and I'm like, God, you guys sound so stupid.
You sound like you're in 5th grade right now. the worst
Well,
grade.
I went to that's all. I stopped in 5th grade. 5th grade was the last class
You were
I got on my
booties to
own.
bed, and I'm the fucking child.
Did your mom crochet your socks for you to wear to bed?
No, my grandma might have though. I had an Afghan that I slept with.
Afghan.
I also used to sleep on the floor till I was pretty old.
Was she Afghani?
No,
Or was he Afghani?
but I was scared at night, and so I'd
What
sleep
were
in
you
my own
afraid of?
dad's. I don't know.
Chupacabras?
I had
What
a lot
did you guys
I had a
call
lot
it
of
in Iowa?
demons.
Yeah. Was there a demon talking to you when you chucked that metal chair at that female teacher?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Glad to know it wasn't you. It was the demons talking.
Yeah, she's now a photographer.
Oh.
I see her at some outings from time to
So
time. Guess what? She doesn't talk to me.
You busted her fucking clavicle with that fucking chair. No wonder.
I don't think the chair hit her.
She hasn't breathed right.
I don't remember.
for 40 years.
God, her nose looks like this.
You are a menace, though. Don't let him
these
fool you,
guys.
everybody. Don't let him fool you. This guy, a menace.
I
A
learned
real
from my
problem.
mistakes, unlike these people.
You what?
These
What?
people.
Yeah, these
Who's
people.
these people?
You
You said I what?
I learned from
He
my
learns from
mistakes.
his mistakes.
Yeah.
You just keep making them one after another with Nicole.
That's weird.
One girl after another. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
What? What do you want to talk about? Now I'm in the hot seat.
What do you feel contributes to your non-ability to make a male?
Well, if we're gonna base it off the Chinese, who are
Andrew,
I'd say
it's 'cause
much
you're
smarter.
fat.
I'd say much smarter than us. They blame the women, so you'd have to direct that question to Nicole.
You also have an older daughter.
He
Well,
forgets about.
You
Apparently-
forget
Don't
about
worry,
her.
don't worry, Liv. I love you.
I don't forget about her. You don't want to stab her in the back if she wore all your gear. Remember that?
Damn.
I didn't show up to Andrew's wedding.
That's a piece
She
of
was.
shit.
You know what's crazy?
Damn.
You know what's
he-
crazy?
You know why he didn't go? Because he wanted to go to the Denver show.
He wanted to get a Denver omelet. That's why I didn't go. Though what's crazy is he was supposed to walk down the aisle with my daughter too. She was stoked about it. And then
our
you know what,
broke.
but you know what though? That's not the thing that broke the camel's back. What broke the camel's back was she made a comment on one of his posts and he big timed her because he's Mr. I have my own reptile show now. I'm Troy Shutter. Troy
You have
Shutter.
your own reptile show.
It's called Two Peens in a Podcast.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the
Wow.
All-American rap.
The AARP.
Hey. She should
no.
be here. We should have flown her out.
She wouldn't accept.
I think she would. I think
I
she
bet
loves
you
me.
if I said, "Hey, I'm here," she would have came.
Hey, are you going to Jerome's? Or are you going to his 40th birthday party?
I am not.
You responded that you were, but I know that's horseshit.
Because
Because there's a pool involved. I know he's not going.
That's actually that's partly true.
Water shoes and a fucking white t-shirt aren't accepted in Vegas.
Lisa will tell you, we're not pool people.
Dude,
I don't go to Vegas because I don't gamble.
because I don't float.
And I don't float. And, I don't drink, right? Or do drugs. And
Is that all that happens in Vegas?
it does when you're with Andrew.
Oh,
doesn't.
damn.
Yeah, or I'd have to rape a hooker. I don't want to do that either. I
And
definitely
I'm
don't want to
getting
bury her.
Yeah, yep, you're
And I'm
right.
getting canceled.
Quick clarifying question.
Yes, sir.
You're turning 40?
I am.
All right, so it makes sense on why you're here at AARP.
That's true. That is true.
Card.
I had a real job.
Dude, you come on.
You
Not
did.
now.
Good
I
job,
really
Trigger.
don't know. These people don't know what they're talking about.
Oh.
All it is a bunch of hate. Hate. Off Track with Troy. It's a podcast he started. I think the last upload you had was in 2019. Is that correct? 2021
Chase
maybe?
was the last one, so I think it was that was right after COVID. So otherwise they're
2021.
all yeah.
So about 3 years ago. We all encouraged him to do that. And we thought that's what he was going to do, but he's still working on it apparently. But it's not much about ball pythons. It's more, right? Explain it.
It's, life and getting over things, moving through things. But it's hard to do like without it being in person like this, because it's pretty intimate usually. You're talking about your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could do
You
it
can't do-
Zoom. You could do Zoom.
Ah, see, I hate that.
You
I think
could
that's
do
so
it.
like. I feel like that
Impersonal.
kills the barrier of it. Like it just puts a big barrier in it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I agree. I like the in-person.
So I'd have to come to Memphis, and
Well, start saving your pennies.
I mean, you're supposed to be there in May anyway.
true.
Well, I was just to say you can't just.
I mean, I don't know what time in May. I mean, it's around somebody's birthday, but I think you're supposed to be in Memphis.
When are you going to Memphis?
I have an invitation to the Memphis for the FedEx tour on May 9th.
Golf tour. FedEx golf
Hold on.
golf
I know
tour.
I know what it is.
Yeah, you get to go see how FedEx runs.
Name one golfer that's golfing.
I'm not
now.
going to a golf.
No, it's
I
the
don't even-
FedEx shipping tour
Good
for Red
lordy,
Line.
dumbass.
Oh, I thought it was a golf tournament.
No, there is the FedEx.
Yeah,
Did you really
these
think,
motherfuckers.
did you look at me and think, I bet Troy would go golfing?
No, but you can get invited. Like a buddy of mine, his father-in-law bought so many AMGs that they invited him to the AMG Classic and he just goes to watch. So maybe I thought you had like a
Troy
hookup or
doesn't
something.
even know about sports.
Golf's not really a
gives-
sport, but yeah,
Cares
I agree.
zero about sports.
Yeah, sport. It was fun when I gambled, but now there's literally zero meaning to sports. You can't even.
Did you ever
can't
play
get
sports?
It. I did.
What'd you play?
I wrestled. I played football. I played baseball.
Hold on. What position did you play in football?
I was a defensive end, or I played center. I was both. I played
Sure,
both
whatever.
ways.
You must have had a great team. You played
We're
center
pretty good.
and defensive end. That's weird.
Well, they only had 14 players.
And leather
No, we
helmets.
had a big team.
So you
We
have.
had 2 teams.
Were you good?
I mean, I started.
That's not what I asked.
I wouldn't know how to judge that.
He sucked shit.
I
Dude.
also couldn't
He
play
sucked.
past my sophomore year because I was ineligible.
So you played
for
2 years of football?
Mhm.
How many? You wrestled for 2 years?
I quit wrestling my freshman year
So you wrestled
when
for
I also
half
got
a year.
kicked out of high school.
Did you wrestle before that?
Yeah.
In junior high.
Junior high and grade school.
In Iowa, you start wrestling as soon as you come out the
The
womb.
last sport I played was baseball as a senior.
So you don't, but you like sports, right? At one point.
Yeah, I did. I actually still love baseball. Like I'll go to a baseball game. I like baseball. But I can't.
But he's
it's
not
just-
going
I
to a
don't
golf. Backtrack.
like, I
He's
go-
not going to a golf tournament.
No.
He's
No.
going to see how FedEx works.
Yeah. You want to go? I bet Steven.
May 9th?
I mean, Memphis not too
Yeah,
far
your
away from me.
birthday's May 10th, 12th.
I don't have to meet my probation officer May 9th for my orientation.
He's on probation for stealing fucking ho-hos.
So anyway, so
I-
Troy's going to be
sure.
in Memphis. So we can do the first new relaunch of Off Track with Troy.
Which we would talk
Troy's
about.
gonna get
you,
smoked going to your house.
I can carry a gun in your town.
Yeah, open. You can carry
I'm kind of
AR.
at a point now where I only want to travel places that I can carry my gun.
Memphis is one of them. Mm-hmm. I highly suggest you do.
Yeah, I hate going to California.
What was the stats you just read? You have a 1 in 41
1
chance.
in 41 chance of being a victim of a violent crime in Memphis.
And a 1 in 14 chance of a
Property crime.
property crime.
So rent a car.
What's the chances if I hang out with Andrew for a weekend that I would end up with an STD?
82.371.
Is that
Nope.
before or after you guys get your matching tattoos?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
we're gonna. I think we
Wow.
need to plan this, and I think
It's
it
on the
should
air
be.
now. It's
I think
recorded.
it should be at Pomona.
What are you gonna
Hold
get?
on, though. What are we gonna get? I'm not getting this tattoo at Pomona.
Okay, that's fair. I think we all pick whether it's cool or like stupid or funny. We all pick one thing, and then we pull it out of the hat, and we all get it.
Are we 17 again?
I'm
Or,
just saying,
or
it could be
18
fun.
military just off the
How
boat?
awesome would it be if you put like a funny picture of Antoine in there, and we all to get like Antoine's portrait on us?
No, you're the one.
Oh,
that
you don't
would
do
get
that
off on
because
that.
you don't like because he's black.
You're the one that would get off on that with all your white
I
guilt.
kind of already. I mean, we could just shave the head. I just-
Well, do you have buckwheat on your? Who the fuck is that?
Let me see.
It's a statue.
Dude, that's a down statue
It's
maker.
it's called the Self-Made Man. He's chiseling himself out of a rock. It's not finished. There's still more to be done.
Hold on, I'm not getting a tattoo
There's still more
of
to be
anyone's fucking face.
done. It needs to be a simple tattoo.
What would you want it to be?
Definitely not what you're describing. Like we all get a section of a heart and it all connects when we touch our butt cheeks
God,
together.
that'd be so cool. I would actually love that. Because to me, that would be hilarious. Like, I think that would be actually funny. Like, we all show it to Pomona, and whenever we get together, it's like the Power Rangers, and we all put our
We all
shit
put
together.
our arms together. It's like 9 scales.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That would be cool in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Not the world I
It's a
live in.
wonderful place, by the way, if anybody's looking for a place to move.
For $14,000 a unit.
Yep.
Um,
Did we lose Joe already?
Joe died.
All right. Lisa, I'm coming to bed in 35 minutes, so I have 8 hours of sleep for the
8
show.
hours, you gotta be there at 7.
Yeah.
I'm
be there
not
at
going to be
7.
there at 7
Why?
because I asked my other partner, Nick, and he said you don't need to be here at 7. And I
Okay,
said,
can you move the camera over here? I'd like to enter this into evidence as Exhibit A as to why his shit talking is unwarranted towards me for not being there when he got there this morning. It's his own show, and he can't even get there on time because he wants to get his sleeping time. I was working off.
You were doing what this morning?
I was working off 6 hours of sleep in the past 3 days.
Oh.
Yesterday, and I toughed it out.
I went
Because-
to bed last night at midnight. I got up at 3:15.
Okay, I was talking. and I toughed it out. The whole time, Troy's like, you sure don't want to go back to the Airbnb and get some sleep? I said, no, I'm here to work. Let's work. Meanwhile, I didn't have an example to follow. I had to go to his partner, Nick, and ask him what needed to be done. But I busted my ass. Tired as shit, body falling apart.
She's still talking.
I get home. I wake up at 7:15. I see Jacob. with his-
Whoa,
Jacob.
whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
shit.
whoa. Your husband's not here. Just
So
your
obviously-
friend. Just
I
your
see.
friend.
Sorry, dude. I see
got up
the
at
J and the
7:15.
J. It's not fair to me. I see Jarome laying on the couch with his lips wrapped around his teeth like he's fucking post-mortem. I'm like, dude, that guy needs to be checked on. But I'm not going to do that because I don't hear anity else that's up in the house.
We were all
I
up. My
shared a
dad was
wall.
up. I was up. Lisa was
Shared a-
up.
I share a wall with Troy. I heard nothing.
Oh, well,
Maybe it was those soft booties you were wearing. I couldn't hear pitter-patters on the floor. But I didn't hear anybody up. So I was like, you know what, let me lay back down. I got woken up.
Hours.
Yeah, it's not my show.
And then he took a 40-minute shit.
That's not
40
true.
minutes. 34 minutes. He
That's
took a
not true.
34-minute shit.
Maybe
Do you
20.
need some Epsom salt?
It's the high altitude. It got to me. But anyways, then what happened? I get to the show, nothing had been done, so I don't see what the problem.
This podcast was the first 40 minutes. Fuckery.
It's much better now.
This seems like his podcast right now.
Yes. He's missing his
The first
whiteboard
40
up
minutes
here
was
with
definitely link
topics.
to the mic kind of content. You know, here we are.
We're gonna hit the jacuzzi after this.
Are you?
Yes.
The two of you?
Yes.
Oh, that's cute.
2
Taking
pins in a
Steven?
tub.
2 peens in a hot tub.
That's going on OnlyFans though.
That's right. That's exclusive content.
That's
only.
the spicy link.
Yeah, it's a chili pepper link.
So this guy rents a 4-bedroom Airbnb for people that need 5 bedrooms. So I am sleeping on a couch
Where he belongs.
because of him.
Because he showed up a half a day late and didn't do any work.
He bought me the plane ticket, so his fault.
I do feel
And Patrick. I don't like Patrick.
Um,
Chase is great, though. I love that guy. Who do you love more, Patrick or Chase?
I do like them both. I like them
But
both.
if you had to kill one of them,
I think you like Chase.
Listen. They're both sleeping with Courtney, and you have to kill one of them.
I mean, at least if I'd have to kill Chase in that situation.
Yeah, because we know
Yeah,
Patrick's
because
not
there's no.
Andre be so mad at him. Can this be like the thumbnail or some shit?
Just kidding. with
No, it's not.
all due respect, I said with all due respect.
You want to hear a funny story about Patrick? We're all at a dinner table, and me and Antoine and Andrew and Jacob are at the kids' table. And I don't even know who said it. Was it you, maybe, or Antoine? It was like, "There's Patrick gay?"
I said it.
And I was like, "Yeah." You know, like, and they're like, I don't know. Anyways, I stood up and I asked him in front of everybody.
Well,
And you hear my table like, "Oh my God," he asked him. Like,
I think I just spit up my drink.
Yeah. I think I heard you spit your drink out.
You know what's funny is we can record stuff and not air it,
That's
Oh,
true. That is
no.
possible.
but this is definitely getting aired.
It's
But
Yeah. You know, he was a gymnast. He was
Not
did
helping.
floor routines.
tall flags.
The flag.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Does anybody have any footage of that?
There is footage. I
Oh,
believe
I
there's
need that.
actually footage
Patrick, I need that.
on YouTube.
Is there really?
I believe so. I believe if you maybe search something like Patrick McKnight
Oh my god,
floor
this is gonna be
routine
amazing.
or something. He told me one time there's still a video on YouTube, but I have never went searching for it. Oh,
And you ride his coattails.
all right. Like, is in Chimera?
Yeah. Yeah.
You look at that as like a top-notch brand?
I mean, like a little bit above Best Dressed Balls, you know, like.
All right. All right, I gotta rethink how I like you now. All right, son of a
I just
bitch.
spelled McKnight.
Maybe it's under his Pat.
Pat McKnight.
He hates that name. So if you talk to him, just keep calling him Pat. He's kind of like Pat from Saturday Night Live. Like, you know, not really sure about him.
Ambiguous?
Wait, did you find him?
I don't know. It just says Pat's floor routine.
Oh, that'd be funny.
I found it.
You're kidding.
Here we go.
I think it's kind of it's a little impressive, and I can do that shit.
Ooh, oh. Yeah, get it.
Oh, that's not him.
What do you think about Late to the Mic?
Never watched it. I don't know.
Oh.
Just
You
kidding.
were a guest.
I've watched
Talk
it.
About your experience as a
Oh, that
guest.
was good. That was true. I was the first guest.
Didn't you hit your daughter with a tripod or light or something like that
He
during
did.
that episode?
Yeah, he did.
I remember.
He
that.
also was
Might happen.
completely out of his mind.
This is the thing. I'll tell you what happened. More stellar planning by dipshit over here. He tells me, "Hey, do you want to be our guest on Late to the Mic? It's our first guest." I mean, yeah, I'm honored. That's awesome. I'd love to. Yeah, it's going to be only about a 30-minute segment tops, 20 to 30 minutes, more like 20 minutes. You're just going to come on, and then you're going to dip, and we're going to do the rest of the show. I said, no problem. There's 3 interviewers. Cool. Now, right before the show started, I took an edible, a THC-laden edible, because I knew it would take about 45 minutes to kick in, right? Well, right as
We didn't know this, by the way.
No. Well, shouldn't matter.
There's definitely a part in the episode where you can tell it kicked in.
So I get in the back room or whatever in StreamYard, and I'm talking to them before the show starts, and Troy says, "Hey, Chase wasn't able to make it. Do you mind being our co-host for the night?" This is like a 2-hour podcast, and I already know I'm not functional when it comes to meat and edibles. So I'm like, sure, no problem. Now I'm just sweating it. And so I ended up I came on as a guest, and I ended up staying as a host. And you can absolutely see when those drugs take effect.
Yeah, so if you are a fan of Late to the Mic, you have not watched that. That's the episode you should spend some time watching, is Andrews.
If any of this footage ever makes it to the light of day, you have to cut in whenever that moment happens.
I 100% will cut it in.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a dumb face with red eyes. My eyes are going to start
We asked him
running away from
we
each
asked
other.
him a question or something, and it's like all of a sudden he just like,
I forgot what I was saying.
and he's like looking around, and I remember being like, what the fuck is wrong with him? And he answers, but it took a while. And then later that night we talked, and I was like, "What'd you think?" And he was like, "Dude, I was high." And I was
You
like, "What?"
sabotage. Dude, this is more sabotage. You knew.
My episode was pretty solid too.
Yeah, it will be.
You shot an episode with him?
Yeah, no, I got bumped.
For who?
Who did you get bumped for?
I don't know. Who was it?
I don't know. Do you know?
Who was it?
I don't know.
It was a couple.
Oh, is it these idiots? That's even better. Yes.
That's why I said it.
Yeah. Why did we bump you though? Did I book them? Did I book?
They
them
had to
both?
move up because of scheduling. They had to move up a week because they were scheduled the week after, but they had to move up
Yeah,
a week.
we
It was in
moved-
December
yeah.
or something like that,
I believe this is Courtney's fault.
and they had to move up a week. And with my schedule at the club, I couldn't
Yeah.
get off, so I had to say I'll bump.
He cleans the club.
The meal review.
Yeah.
All meal review.
Yeah.
I'm
They call it the Memphis.
I'm the guy on the stage
They
with
call
the,
it the Memphis
with
dugout.
with the sweeper. Unlike the basketball court,
He's
I'm on
pretty good at
I'm
the
on the
squeegee.
stage with the squeegee.
Yeah, he's got the squeegee.
Well, thank you for doing this.
Thanks for saving the
definitely
episode.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did save it.
We appreciate it.
Way to step into Jacob's role and really save the episode.
And really just outshine him on every level.
Yeah. God, what a piece of shit.
I tried calling him. Jacob, I tried calling you to
Fuck
jump
you,
in.
Jacob.
Am I gonna call him right now?
Let me try one more time.
Yeah, let's see if we can get it'd be really nice to the finishing thoughts by Jacob. Like Jack Handy.
Closing thoughts?
No.
No, I don't know.
That's done.
Well, I thank you guys for tuning into part 1. Well, it doesn't matter. We're in
Yeah.
part 2.
Yeah.
Part 1.
Yeah.
Part
Part
7. It really doesn't matter. You're gonna cut it how you
Part
want.
36.
good, buddy.
How you doing?
How did your
The
speech go?
Oh, it was really good, man. So I led off the series of presentations we had today, talking about Leachianus geckos and just a couple of other New Caledonian species. When I walked in, there was probably at least 35, 40 people in there. I'd say the room probably swelled to be a little over 50, maybe close to 60. Troy and Nick had to bring in extra chairs.
Yeah, it was pretty packed.
It was fun. It was
Good.
awesome. It was a great time. I'm glad I said yes to the speaking opportunity of not only promoting myself, but just promoting the Leachianus geckos that I enjoy and stuff like that. When I first started Leachianus geckos, there was roughly 70 to 90 geckos listed on there. In that 5.5 year time now, there's roughly fluctuates between mid 5s, low 6s on there, and that's good. That I like seeing that. That means people are the hobby's growing, and it's becoming something that is another staple that shows that you're looking for this animal. Other people are getting into it and breeding this animal, and doing different projects and working with it. So it's only helping my line of work that I focus on right now. When someone comes in, oh my gosh, look at these leeches. Oh my gosh, there's so many leeches here. I'm gonna have to check these out. Like that person I know is like, oh, that's cool. We're gonna vibe. We're gonna have a great conversation. So I did a show in Colorado 3 years ago. It was in Colorado Springs. It was pretty good. First time I came for the views, and why not come check out Colorado and do a reptile show with it?
Right.
This year, Nick and Troy, two good friends, wanted to come out and support them for this. And I tried to do 2 Denver shows last year, and I scheduled them wise, didn't work out. This worked my schedule. I got out here. It's Sunday. It's 2 o'clock. There's still a bunch of people walking around.
Yeah.
People have things in their hands still. Really good conversations. It was Friday. VIP was kind of neat. It was like a hey, after work lunch, come check. It was like a 4 to 7. So that was really cool. That was great conversations taking place there. People picking up things as well. Saturday, I think maybe Colorado, maybe asleep a little bit. It did snow a little bit, but after the 45 minutes or so, it
picked up.
It was full.
Yeah.
And it stayed like that pretty much until like the last 45 minutes or so taking place. I definitely. This is easily probably one of my favorite expos that I've been in, and this is only the first one, dude.
So needless to say, you'll probably vend again.
I'm definitely signing up for the fall show.
I'm pretty sure you're in. It was good talking to you, buddy, and good luck with the rest of the show.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Andrew.
All right, man.
Take care. Have a good day.
See you, man.
Yep.